Well, you did your own cover of Soundgarden with "I Try to Live" too. So you got both spectrums of
that was a thing, man. We were on that album. The album that we didn't get to tour because of the pandemic, and we were talking about doing a cover, and there was so many different ideas. I even think somebody came up and said, I think Mo was like, why don't we do My Sharona? I was like, I don't even know what that means, and no, I'm not singing that song. First off, so it was like,
does anyone know what My Sharona means?
I don't know. I think exactly.
I just remember my dad like singing it in a parody form, talking about his itchy scrotum. Itchy scrotum.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I'd rather sing that part of it. So anyway, man. And it got down to the wire, gentlemen. And I remember Elvis coming in and calling us in the studio. Was like, man, I got it. The Day I Tried to Live. And I was like, that's a great song. Who's going to sing that? And they all laughed. And, oh, man, it was like, man, you'll nail it. And I was like, no. And Johnny, you guys, Sam, I promise you I didn't get sleep for a few days. It was the last song on that album I recorded. And I said, I can't beat myself up and try to go in and sound like Chris Cornell. That would be ridiculous. And I didn't think I would be able to do that anyway. And so what I had to do as a man, I had to go inside myself, and I thought about me being a man, his effect on my life and his music and what he did to me and his inspiration. And I feel like a lot of the soul that I try to come out, I try to learn from Chris Cornell and emulate that in some of my stuff growing up too from the past. I thought about all those things. I thought about his family. I thought about him being a father like me, like us. I thought about his touring cycle, the things that he went through, his mental health, the reason that he did what he did, the effect that it had to have on his family, the effect that it had to have on him even after he did what he did, watching what is going on. And then I went into the studio and into that room and turned the light off. And then I sang that song. So that's the emotion that I felt, was all that heaviness. And so that was the way I did it. So I didn't want to sound like him. I wanted to sound like me. And so I felt like it was really heavy that in that moment. And that was it. I recorded that, did it in one take, unplugged everything, said, thank you, Elvis, I love you, and flew out the next morning at 5:00.
Damn,
and waited to hear it. Yeah.
That's
and
incredible. One take.
Yeah, I was very happy after. Yeah, but I couldn't think about it. Couldn't think about it much. Just had to think about everything that he had to feel and just those emotions and just, and that song, wow. And how ironic that I think about that song, The Day I Tried to Live, and just to think about it even now to this point, what he was saying,
a little goosebumps going on when
you
talk about that, man. No, that's real, man. That's heavy.
Yeah, and if anyone knows about that type of stuff and knows sorry's not enough, it's you, brother, and in the situation that God dealt with you guys and your family, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean, and the feelings and the emotions that type of stuff brings up.
Yeah, man. That's heavy. You kind of channeled it. That's amazing. You're able to channel that, almost go into, I don't know, what do they call that? Almost method sense of it, and kind of be a rod or a beacon in that, and kind of put your own thing on it. And as I said, you absolutely killed it. I find it funny though at the beginning of that story though, you being like, who's gonna sing it? Because obviously we're both big, and most people who know anything about music know how incredible Chris Cornell is as an artist and a singer, of course, too. But man, you don't sell yourself short, LJ. You're a fucking phenomenal singer. I love the humility in the beginning of that story. I will say, or in the entirety of that story, there's a lot of humility. But man, just don't sell yourself short, because you're one of the great ones, man.